Welcome back, folks. It's March. It's Saturday. We're going to have some fun today. But first, because it's March, you guys know that it is planting time. And as you guys can see, uh, right now is the time to get everything in the ground. Now, potatoes, sugar beets, and oats can be planted right now. And I think we're not going to plant potatoes anymore because if you guys know, down here, we in our production, we need sugar for our chocolate, and we need our sugar cane and sugar beets for that. So I think we're going to switch that potato field over to sugar beets. So let's go over there to that field. So what we are going to be doing is we got our planter that does plant sugar beets. Let's get this unfolded. Pretty cool unfurling mechanism. I will say though, this thing is kind of a pain in the butt to load seed in. Just did that before the episode. Let's turn it on, and we are going to go ahead and we're going to seed. Make sure I don't hit the sign. Of course I'm going to hit the sign because I'm a professional. And that's how I do stuff. All right, let's go ahead. Turn. Ah, man, I'll have to clean that up off camera. I hate missing stuff. But anyway, we're going to put sugar beets in here and in our potato field. So if you guys didn't know, that field right in front of us is our potatoes. Now, the reason for switching that is we need the sugar, and I want to make sure we've kind of been lacking on our productions as of late between not having enough wheat for the cows or for the chickens. Let's get, oh, there's some deer. And not have enough wood for the sawmill, which in turn made us not have enough for the other productions. I want to make sure that we have everything covered. So I know I'm putting in probably a lot of sugar beets with our sugar cane, but that's okay. And our cane should regrow, so we shouldn't have too much issue with that. So let me go ahead and not waste as much of your time, guys, here. And we're gonna go ahead and plant these two fields here, folks. Time to use our fancy roller here and get this rolled in. Actually, these fields, while not super huge, they do go by really quick. And honestly, the amount of sugar we get from the sugar beets that we pull out of here is pretty darn good. So, super excited. And we're going to get on. Let me roll these two fields and we'll get on to our next project today here, guys. Now, I know what you're thinking, Billy Bob and Karen. Don't be putting down in the comments, how are you going to plant without a seeder? Well, we're going to fix that, and also you cheater pantses have saw the thumbnail. You guys know that we buy a planter. I'm not 100% sure which planter I'm buying, but we are going to plant it so we can plant our oats. Now, 2 years now, we have not had a planter, so this is a big thing. We've been trying out planters. And to be honest, we are, oops, seeder, not planter, not a row planter. I was looking at a few options. And what I came down to was, in fact, we could do a few of them. There was actually one in the planter section that I was looking at. The reason I was bringing up planter is because this thing actually plants both types. It does the planting and the seeding. So see it does corn, sugar beets, and green. So that one's a fancy one, and it's pretty cheap, but you'd have to cultivate before it. And I think we're gonna go for this guy, and the reason we're gonna go for this guy is it doesn't need to be cultivated first. So on our score for our precision farming, this is going to help that score because we're not going to have to run over it a time before cultivating it. And I do believe this does have fertilizer. Oh, it does not. Oh, interesting. Does the other one have fertilizer? Hmm. Maybe this one does have fertilizer. So, looking back through these, I have seen this one does not have fertilizer. It's 12.8 meters at 12 miles an hour. And I'm glad I took a second look at this, folks, because this one here, again, does not need to actually cultivate beforehand. And it has a bigger tank, and it fertilizes. It does require more power, but it is a little wider and a little slower. They're pretty balanced out, and the tiebreaker is we spent a lot of money last episode, and this could be an all-in-one gadget for us. I am super excited to try this out. So let's go ahead and buy it. And two-track Ted should definitely have enough power for this guy. So, oh my gosh, that thing is ginormous. How much? All right, I did leave a little bit over here. Oh, let's go ahead and hook this up. Man, this thing is beefy. Woo! All right, let's go ahead. Before we even get to the field, because I know I'm going to mess that up, let's select oats. And then let's go ahead and load seed. I will load seed normally, but I need to know. Oh, that's cool. It all like opens up. So 14%, we could probably put 2 in there. And we could put quite a bit in there, in fact. So we need at least 4 more fertilizers and 2 seeds. So let me get this filled up and then head it to the field. Oh, actually, we just need the fertilizer. Yeah. The seeds we don't need because we have some on the farm. And before I forget, that means we can get rid of this old cedar. Let's repair, repaint, and we will resell it. You actually do get your money back doing that. Let's go ahead and repaint this guy. Or repair him, not repaint him. And we'll take this guy back to the farm and let's go start planting. Man, this thing is a freaking beefcake. It is huge. And it says 380 horsepower. And two-track Teddy here has 458. So that little bit of extra horsepower that it says that we have over this thing is going to help us out with hills, especially on that new field. And we'll be planting that next. But first, let's give it a good old trial run. First of all, let's get out in the field a little bit. Just because I think this thing might be huge. Let's unfurl it. Ooh. Ooh, this is fancy. This is so fancy, we're going to have to keep pinkies up all the time. Holy crap. I hope this tractor can plant with this thing. Also, it has more fertilizer within seed, which is wonderful. Most seeders don't have that. And I feel like most of the seeders run out of fertilizer way before they run out of seeds. Like that last planter we just sold, that was a major issue with it. All right, moment of truth. Did we waste $200,000? Let's see here. Oh my gosh. It doesn't look like we did. Oh, I'm so pumped. And you can see the seed is actually running out slightly before. Let's see. Ooh, this thing. Ooh, this is like a Cadillac of cedars, guys. This thing is smooth. It turns well. No, granted, I think two-track Teddy's making this pretty easy, but this was, oh my gosh, this is the cedar of all cedars. It's actually running out of more seed than it is fertilizer. That I know for you guys that you're probably not laughing as hard as me inside about that, But that is really cool to actually see. Um, Boy, it is burning through the seed, but honestly, we are getting a lot of this field done very quickly. Like super quickly, actually. Um, Boy, I'm already starting to think this 200,000 was super well spent. And the beauty of two-track Teddy, guys. I don't know if I mentioned this last episode. This thing turns on a dime. The time you save not turning it around is huge on this thing. So let's see. I'm curious to see if we run out of seed before we get this field done. I don't think so, but you never know. I'll be honest, guys. This might be the best seeder planter thingy doodler I have ever used in this game. This thing is working exactly as advertised. And remember, this field wasn't cultivated, so it's doing that work too, which you would think would bog it down, but it's doing pretty good. I don't... Two-track Teddy's doing pretty good. And you can see here, it only actually took about half of our seeds. And maybe because it's oats, maybe it didn't need much fertilizer. I'm noticing that the fertilizer thing is yellow and orange. And if you look over there across the field, where we actually have a field, that's actually green. So maybe we'll see. I'll refill it before we get to the next field here. But I got to roll this field here with the John Deere here quick. So we are over in field 3. I am planting away here, and I realized that we're putting oats in here too. So obviously we're not going to tell a huge difference. Ooh, ooh, can Tad get up this hill? Come on, buddy. Two-track Ted. Oh, we did. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go over that. That's the one issue with this field with the hills is we need that power that Ted has, that extra little bit of power, and we also are gonna have some issues with it planting. Oh, look at that. Struggling here, but honestly, I love this planter. I think this is a perfect fit, and I think too, just so you guys know why we're putting oats in here, I want this to be a canola field next year, and the only thing that will get done early enough is oats. So that's why we're putting oats in here, folks. As you can see from the montage, it didn't even take all the seed. I didn't even have to refill it. This might be one of the best purchases, tractor and seeder, I have ever done, and never got to use these before. So, super excited. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time, folks.